When I work, I feel her presence.
Even growing up, there was a few places in the house that kind of scared me.
Now we're starting to put the pieces together that there's something that's a little bit amiss here.
I just have so many questions about how it ended for her.
We're headed to Southern Oregon to investigate the story of a haunted winery. It's Del Rio Vineyards, home to 500 acres of grapevines and an allegedly haunted tasting room that used to be a stagecoach hotel. The woman believed to be haunting the place is Hattie Haymond, who died in 1891 in a house next door. And some of the people we talked to suspect her spirit has good reason to have stuck around.
Literally, there are stories online with the headline, Gold Hill, the most haunted little town in America.
We had to see it for ourselves, so we asked Del Rio management if we could spend the night in their tasting room and investigate some of the strange experiences that staff attribute to Hattie.
The first time was last Halloween, and I was decorating the bathroom, and the next day we came in, every single thing that I had put up was in a pile in the middle of the floor.
Jerry, who used to work in our tasting room, heard like pots and pans in the kitchen that couldn't be explained because we don't have a kitchen.
And then all of a sudden, all the little hairs on the back of my neck and all my arms stood straight up. And it felt like somebody was standing right in my doorway. And then very quietly, I heard a woman clear her voice, like,
And I hear someone call hello, and I think I'm just hearing things, and I hear it twice more, hello, hello, so much so that I respond, I'll be right out. And I wash my hands and I walk out, and there is not anybody in the tasting room.
And I could see Hattie sitting on the third step, same black dress, gray face like a person. We made eye contact.
Courtney said Hattie has also manifested in front of the winery pump house and often seems to appear or interfere with water.
There's always water somehow involved with Hattie.
The tasting room opened in 2001, but the building was built in 1863 as the Rock Point Stage Hotel. The first floor was later used as housing for Del Rio Orchard employees. Randy Garrison grew up there in the 1970s and 80s when his dad was a manager for the orchard.
I had maybe 4 or 5 of my friends over, and we camped out in a tent out in the front yard. Up in one of the windows, we saw a lady sitting out there looking outside.
Did you tell your parents about this experience?
I told my mom, yeah.
How did your mom react to that?
Oh, she said it wasn't her. I can definitely tell you that there's more than one. Some seem a little bit darker than others.
There is no doubt that we are not the first ones to experience any kind of odd situations here.
Hattie was married for 22 years to Benjamin Haymond, who ran Rock Point's general store. When she died at age 46, there was no record of her having children. But 2 weeks before Hattie's death, a son named Ralph was born. Benjamin Haymond was the father, but was Hattie the mother? There's no record of how Hattie died, nor do any of her obituaries mention being survived by a son. Benjamin Haymond remarried a year later. His new bride, Rose Ann Morris, is listed on genealogical sites and official documents as Ralph Haymond's mother. All the Haymonds are buried next door to Del Rio Vineyards, with Benjamin right between Hattie and Rose. Along with some of the employees, we tried to reach Hattie through a Ouija board.
Hattie, are you Ralph's mother? Whoa.
Did that just move?
Hattie, were you dying in a room as Ralph was being born in another room?
Yeah, all I see is yes. I mean, the one question I would know is she alone here? Hattie, I just want to know, are you alone?
It's on 7.
7. It's on 7.
It's literally on 7. And what did Randy say?
He said at least 5.
Next, we tried using an EMF detector, which measures electromagnetic changes in the environment. The detector didn't sound, but the computer equipment was acting strangely.
Whoa. Why is my thing going like that? It's your light on. Turn your light off. What?
Isn't it supposed to do that, like when there's a hand touching it?
And we tried a spirit box, which scans radio frequencies. Ghost hunters believe spirits can use it to communicate.
It's never stopped on something like that.
It's never done this.
Who is here? What's your name? I just saw it. Did you just see something move up there?
I did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
All right.
Blood pressure, but it just said, please take a moment to breathe.
I saw a figure go in front of my truck.
Dark figures, just all black, like
right?
Yeah.
like a
In
head and
between-
shoulders and
In between there's a bush in front of my truck. It
not
was in
moving
between.
slowly either.
It was quick.
Now that everyone was officially freaked out, the ladies decided it was time for them to go home, and Michael and I were left alone.
So we're walking next door to Hattie's old house where she died.
Ready?
Wait.
You want to say
Do you
something?
hear something? Do you hear like a thumping? Did you hear that?
Hattie, are you here? Sound like footsteps.
Okay. Well, don't you think we should go in the cellar?
Paint on the wall.
What is this thing?
What is that?
I don't know.
Oh, it's a bat.
Holy f***. Okay.
And there's one up above it too.
Oh, sh**.
And there was one on the wall up above it too.
You know what's scarier than ghosts?
Bats.
Nature.
We started walking back, but Hattie had one more jump scare for us.
What the? What the f*** is that? That's water. That's just a hose gone off?
I hope so.
Why? How? What in the world?
Oh,
It's
what
some-
is that smell?
Sulfur.
We were later told this was an overflow valve that rarely kicks on. The timing was certainly spooky.
The moment at which the ghost hunters get jumpy.
It was now past 1 a.m, and we figured we'd get a few hours of sleep before the long drive back. By the light of day, we reflected on the past night.
Right now we have coffee.
Yeah.
So
Yes, we do. And
we have a clearer mind.
I never got the sense that anybody thought this was just a big marketing joke or anything like that.
Someone must have been moving the Ouija planchette. With 5 people holding their arms up for several minutes, there's bound to be some unintentional movement. Some of the other sounds and events? Creepy, but not necessarily supernatural. As for Hattie's real-life story, that remains a mystery. Even the photo believed to be of Hattie turns out, after further research, to be of her sister. As for Hattie's plight, the Del Rio staff has their theories.
The second child of Ben's is Ben Jr., and usually that's the first child, and I'm wondering if that's because Ben Jr. was the first child born in wedlock.
I suspect that Rose was actually the mother. Hattie was suddenly the other woman in her marriage.
I believe she was killed, and it had something to do with water.
Hattie was dying in one room, and Rose was giving birth in another room. If I were Hattie, that'd make me mad enough to want to stick around, probably.